Let's go over to the CBN News Desk for today's top headlines.
Gordon, a deadly storm system has killed more than 40 people in 7 states, and it's not over. The massive front stretches from New Mexico to Michigan and is moving eastward. And as Heather Sells reports, Texas has been especially hard hit.
That's it! Oh my God, that's it! That's it!
Just outside of Dallas, a tornado roared through the neighborhood of Rowlett. It tossed trucks and tore trees apart. Another twister hit the suburb of Garland. It was clocked as an EF4.
I looked out my window and saw the funnel, and I just dove into the hallway.
It was spinning just right towards us, and all you heard was just debris hitting the house, hitting the house, hitting the house.
Survivors were thankful that their lives were spared.
We're just very grateful that we're alive and that we're all saved. All this can be replaced.
The tornadoes have killed at least 8 people in the Dallas area and injured dozens. And it's not just tornadoes. The same weather system has brought heavy snow and flooding to other areas. In northwest Texas, drifting snow has shut down Interstate 40 into New Mexico, and authorities are discouraging travel in 26 counties in the Texas Panhandle. In Oklahoma, the governor has declared a state of emergency because of blizzard conditions. There's also an ice storm warning out west with 2 to 4 inches of sleet and snow expected by late Monday. Eastern Oklahoma is under a flood warning, and flooding in Missouri has already killed several and led to a state of emergency there as well. The severe weather has affected busy holiday air travel. Airlines have canceled more than 1,000 flights and delayed more than 4,000. The winter storm will continue to disrupt travel for days. It is expected to advance to Chicago today and hit the Northeast tomorrow. Heather Sells, CBN News.
And CBN's Operation Blessing is on the scene responding to the catastrophic events in Texas. Advanced teams are arriving throughout the day, and they'll coordinate with local churches and emergency management teams. We'll be updating their progress at cbnnews.com. Turning overseas now, Iraqi forces have taken a key government complex away from ISIS in the city of Ramadi. The Iraqi military drove Islamic State fighters from the buildings in the heart of the city. Some Iraqi military leaders are saying the battle for Ramadi is over, but the head of military operations in Anbar province says ISIS still controls parts of the city. The Iraqi military, with the help from U.S. military advisors, launched the offensive last week after months of U.S. airstrikes. ISIS captured Ramadi about 80 miles west of Baghdad in May of last year. A message claiming to be from the leader of ISIS issued a call to arms to the world's 1.5 billion Muslims this weekend. The voice claims to be Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, rallying support for the Islamic State. The terror group has faced setbacks this year. Troops have been forced to retreat from strongholds in Iraq, and his second-in-command was killed. Baghdadi said waging battle is a duty upon every Muslim and no one is excused. He also threatened to attack Israel, and he pledged to, quote, liberate Palestine. With all the hatred in the Middle East, we found a hopeful story of Israeli Arabs training with Israelis to save lives. Chris Mitchell brings us a story now from Israel.
This is a unique volunteer search and rescue team from the town of Abu Ghosh. Israeli Imad Jabir is a Muslim Arab who leads the group.
We rescue people. It doesn't matter gender, race, or religion. Our goal is to save human lives. It doesn't matter if it's a Jew or an Arab, American, Russian.
At the Home Front Command drill site, the search and rescue team practices saving lives from beneath a collapsed building. But in the current environment, with Palestinians carrying out deadly attacks against Israeli Jews, rescuing people may not be their biggest challenge.
It's not simple and it's not easy, especially in these very difficult times. On one hand, we are Arabs, Muslims, and we're residents of the state, citizens of the state of Israel, that raise up a unit like this.
There are some 60 men in the unit, with another 42 waiting to join. It's an effort most Israeli Arabs wouldn't even attempt.
To raise up a unit like this takes courage. It needs people that are human. We're not fighting against anyone. We don't kill anyone. But the opposite, we are saving human lives.
Even as civilian volunteers, they're proud to wear these Israeli army uniforms.
We are wearing the uniforms of the IDF. That's an honor for us.
Abu Ghosh is about 6 miles from Jerusalem. It's known for fantastic restaurants that have a large Israeli Jewish clientele and a one-time world record for a nearly 9,000-pound plate of hummus. It's near biblical Kiryat Yearim, where the Ark of the Covenant rested. In modern times, it's known as the only Israeli Arab town along the Jerusalem-Tel Aviv corridor that supported Israel in its war of independence.
This company of Israeli civilians from the Arab sector decided to be good citizens of the state, to be partners in all that happens here, to take responsibility for themselves in time of emergency.
Lieutenant Colonel Yigal Dahan is a Jewish home front commander who oversees this group. He's very proud of their hard work and service.
I think they've taken a courageous step. Today, in principle, we talk about something scary, and here we find a shared cause that is saving lives. And together, it doesn't matter which race, which religion, which gender. I think it's a very important message in general for everything that's happening in this country.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
And back here at home, if you've been traveling during this holiday season, you almost certainly noticed something that made your pocketbook happy: much lower gas prices. Gas prices were at their lowest for Christmas since 2008. And the national average price for a gallon of gas fell below $2 a gallon for the first time since late March in 2009. Analysts expect that gas prices will remain relatively low for the months ahead as well, with gas staying in the $2 range. And that could put some extra money in consumers' pockets.